Hey everybody, as promised I'm here to I've come back and just going to show you how I'm decorating some Christmas trees. So I've just made up some of these. I've just pinned them down. I've put that around there, so I've just used that top part there. I've got four of my little spools ready to go. I don't know if I'm going to make this into a Christmas tree. I think it looks more like a mushroom, so I'm leaving that, but I've got these that I am going to make. So I've just pinned this down for now, and I'll probably sew that. And then I've got some of this, which I used on my my sea wall hanging picture, which while I'm here I will add. I'm going to finish that off and then I'll show you. I've also got my Jessie Chorley picture that I need to finish. I've just got a lot of stuff to do in the background, and also I'm still continuing to do my story, but as it's my story it will take a little while. So I just thought with this, I've got out some bits and pieces and beads, so I thought I'd make a start on this. It's so cute. And I'll show you what I've done. I have just, where are we? So I've just pinned this down, and I'm probably going to couch it, and then I've got some sequins, I've got some buttons and bits and pieces. So yeah, we'll see how we go with all these bits and pieces. I rather like this too. I think that is cute. I think I might have that one on my one, and that's going to maybe sit. I might sit him on there. And rather than having the what are these things on there, because it's a tree, I've got out some paint, and I'm going to paint it like a you know, like a tree branch, like as in a tree. So yeah, we'll proceed to do. I've got all these really pretty mother of pearl buttons, which I might stick on there. I think I'm going to keep this one. I'm making something to for myself, but also making something to give away. So what I've done here is I start off with one of these big ones, then I do a small one here, then that. Actually, I might zoom it in. Might be a little easier. Move it forward. There we go. I've got like all the beads and bits and pieces in here. So, and then I do another longer one, and then this. So, and then in order to secure it, see, when I did it here, when you know, because I'm going along with it, I had to sort of secure it here and then go back there. So, but with everything else, so what I do is I get going there like that, like this, and then go through again, just so this way it holds in place. And if I secure it down, you know, every sequence, at least it's going to stay in place. So I've got to move that, it's annoying me. So this, doing that, is that if you look at the previous video, it'll show you how to make the mushroom, and this is using the tall mushroom, one, and this yo-yo makes up the, you know, the vintage yo-yos. You need to have the proper size, because a few people are asking about it and, you know, wanting to do something, and I'm like, you really need to have the proper size for it to fit. You can make other ones fit, but So my chair is going down, so give you a bit of a, I'm bringing it towards me and you can't see it, so I'm really hoping that it lines up with the other side. So you get one in, and then I just do a little knot. Okay. I mean, it's sort of, oh, it's so pretty. Just sort of sitting there, and I wanted that part there to sort of emphasize the bottom part of it. I mean, even though I do like seeing the stitching, I thought, well, since this is a Christmas tree, we want to sort of make it a little more special. I'm glad I'm finally using, because I looked at these and I really like the beads. I don't do a great deal of beading. I find it a little tedious. So I'm glad I'm actually doing this, and I might even end up using up these beads. These are all the ones I've got of this. These big greeny ones, and they just match this perfectly. I might see if I can bring it over. Okay, I've got it going here. So grab a little bit of both. Oh, my nail. There we go. Whoop. First one just grabs hold of it, and then the second one knots it in. There we go. That way, if it comes undone, it's not going to undo all of it. So I will finish off this. This is a sit and chat. Okay, hoping I think I may just get that middle part in. Ooh. Wonder if I could stretch it further. No, well, that's at the back part anyway, so I'll stretch it out. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put one of these in between the back. There we go. That should be enough to keep it going, and then I'll okay. No, don't you do that. Go too early. Okay, so I'll have to finish that off. Seriously, you're gonna knot on me? It's always the way, right when you're at the end. Okay, now what I would like to do with this, it's always the way, isn't it? Let's finish that off. I'm just going to do a little knot. Okay, and I just used this thread again. Need something that's, you know, fairly sturdy. So what I want to do here is just get my friction pen. I might do, I want that to be the front, because that's where the join is. So I might, and I'd like it to sort of come down. I thought if I do it with a friction pen and I don't get it right, it may. So I'm just going to do little loops, and this will give me a bit of a guide to know where I've got it to put it all. So just a thin line. Okay, so I'm going to do another one. Sort of follow that similar route along, and then yep. And I may have room for one more. Okay. So it is probably a little easier if you do this. I don't want it to be too thick because it's just a guide. So I will do that behind the scenes. Hopefully it's a bit more. Here we go. Even on that side, and then with some of them I am going to, like that one there, I've just folded them so I've just sort of pinned them. I've got to go along with just some thread and couch that down, and on that top of that one I think I'm going to stick that. May have to glue that down, so it's going to have a little angel on top. This one, it's just a button. I may have to glue that down. This is actually an old earring, but I do like the colour of that, so that might be one I will maybe even poke a hole in the top and glue it and stick it in, I think, so that you can at least see it from the front, because you're mainly going to see the front. So yeah, so I'm thinking, oh, that's what all the idea I've got for that. And I was even thinking in between putting the buttons. So I will, what are we going to use to sew that with? I'm thinking probably this. Where are we? There's my pin cushion. Where's my other one? Oh, there it goes. Bits and pieces. Now, probably that. So, probably need a fair bit. Now, I'm going to grab a couple of pins here and there, just to sort of hold it in place, sort of where I want it to go. They are going to go down, and I'll take the pins out as I need them. There we go. And if I sew along there, it should, running out of pins, should hold in place. Okay, yeah, see that's going to go down, and then I'm just rather than pinning it, I might pin it in it with a doesn't seem to be wanting to. This one is twisted. Well, it doesn't matter, I'm going to make it work. There we go. This is twisted along there, and so I don't want to have it in a point. There we go. So put that there. Now I might even start, which is the front bit. So that's the bit on the end. Here we go. I could probably start there, and I'll make sure that I gather that bit underneath. I thought it would be easier to do this sewing before it has been attached onto the wooden bit. So it's not going to be an easy task, but I'm sure it's going to be catching along all the pins and whatnot. See, once again, I'm just using this thread, which is thick, but hopefully you won't see it too much. And we're going to go all the way around. Now, if you haven't got anything like this, this happens to be a vintage piece of you know, trim that I've got. Pretty easy to do. Some sari silk, you know, you just get some really nice fabric in maybe about 1 metre wide, put it on your big stitch on your machine, and then gather it up. So not hard to find bits and pieces. Just go in your stash, and because you guys aren't going to have the same as this, but making something like this is pretty easy. And if you just get a bit of fabric about 1 inch wide, and then, you know, tear it, it'll have that real fray look, and you know, you just get it to suit whatever you're creating. Okay. Oop. Now, this is a bit tricky, this one. I'll have to do a few more little stitches along here just to make sure that it stays in the place. For some reason it was really twisted and didn't want to untwist for me. Don't know what that is. Secret is probably not to have these things so close. And put these away. And have that there for inspiration. Okay. I think once you get started with this, I mean, if you really want to, you could probably glue something like this on, but it sort of takes away from the handmadeness, if you know what I mean. And I've got some pink, a little box of pink buttons that I could probably put in between. So like sewing, you know, that part on, this part, and this is all it is just a little slip stitch, not that hard. Okay, put it away. I'll just go to that part there, and then I will this up so it's sitting like that. There we go. Lift that up. Sorry, get a bit quiet when I'm concentrating. So I'll go out from underneath there, and then I will, looks like there's the start thing, go underneath and continue, take that out, that's been held down. And continue going all the way around. So I might pause it because it's so pretty. See how it sits real, like almost ballerina like. So I will pause that and continue to sew that on, and I will be back. Okay, I'm back again, and I've started doing some other stuff because it's quite tedious, and I will show you how I do that in a minute. So that looks, you know, it's being put down and sort of got that really cute little look. And I've gotten out some sequins, and this little bead here, I don't know if you can see it, it's tiny, and normally I wouldn't do something so sticky out in 3D, or focus, but it does stick out quite a bit, and so I will show you how I do this. I mean, when else are you going to use it? It's so cute, this sort of stuff, other than in Christmas things. I was wondering how I'm ever going to use these beads. I really like them. So you come out, and then you've got that one. Then I put this little sequence here and find one of these tiny little beads. Hopefully it'll go through. Found a little needle. Then you go not through that one, but back through this one, and then through the sequence, and where you want to put the next one, so like that, and then pull that before I put the next sequence on. Pull it tight, and I secure it off, maybe even a couple of times. Okay, so we get the next sequence. Now you'll see these finished ones. Put that one on. Get a little bead. The finished will be in the thumbnail. So then don't go through that tiny little bead. That's like a sort of stopper bead. And then we'll put one about there. Oop, pull it fairly tightish. Another one. Grab another sequence. It's good just having the plain silver sequence, because you know, it allows you to have that glitter and then put any other colour over it. I like having the darker pink because it matches the actual pink, but I had to get this tiniest little needle. Okay, back through, and I'm thinking I might just do it here, but I may not get another sequence in that lot, so cool to finish it off. And then maybe come out such a short needle, proving to be a little tricky through here. Some of them are a little bit closer than what they should be. That'll go, and so I'll have a couple here and that'll go there. So cute, so cute. What I'm going to do, and see with this, I've sort of got it pinned down here. I'll do similar to what I've done here, and I'm just going to couch it on, and then with that I would like to have these buttons, and I think maybe that button might go on the top of that one. So what I'll do, while I've got you, I will, where's my little piece of paper? Okay, grab my brushes and oh look, that'll have to do me. That's a good one. Now I've got the brown, which I'll need to use, but I was actually thinking a little bit of mossy. Oh, don't know why that's doing that. Sometimes you say certain words and it, I thought I got the one, I had a fuller one and an emptier one. I think this might be the emptier one. Urgh. This is just to have a few. Gee, I'm winning with that. Good grief. I only need a tiny bit. I think I need to hang 10, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back again. We'll organise ourselves. So, just want to paint them. Got to be really careful around here. Just want to paint them brown. And then with a dry brush, I'm going to just do a little highlights of the green, like a bit of moss. Don't really need to do too much on the top because it's going to go inside our thing, but do a bit of a light coat. Okay. So this is just an acrylic paint. While I'm here, I'll pick the ones that I think will look good. I think that'd be a nice Christmas one because it's got the red and the green on the bottom. Just painting over that little bit that's stuck. Okay. So I've got a bit of all sorts of craft today. Once again, just lightly over the top since we're there, but a bit thicker on towards the bottom. There we go. I think I might only paint the 3 of them. Actually, I might keep that one. Okay. I've got a craft group that I go to, and I need a Kris Kringle that we're going to be doing, and it's like got to be a homemade Kris Kringle, so I might give one of these trees as a Kris Kringle. or maybe even the mushrooms, because I've got about 1, 2, 3, probably have about 7 mushrooms, and I have 3 trees, so deliberately made 2 of the green ones, so I'll give 1 of the green ones away. So maybe I can make that into a small tree. I don't know, because it'd look nice next to the other ones. Ah, what the heck. Might as well paint up that last one. If I don't use it, I can cover it with the thing. Not a big deal. So, and then what I'm going to do with that brown and the green is let that dry for a bit, and then I'll come back to it with just a dry brush and just put a couple of dots of the green on it, just so it's not so flat. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay. How's it looking? It's amazing how it dries a lot thinner, and you need to go over it again. Okay, well, we'll put those aside. Let them dry a little bit. Get these sequins. And put that over here, out of the way. Oop, don't want it to roll on me. And I'm just going to get this dry brush and, oh, seen better days, and just brush a little bit of the stuff over the top. Okay, now what are we up to? Yeah, continuing to do this. I think it's looking really pretty. So that's just going to have I was just thinking I wouldn't mind just sticking that, but I'll put that on there with some glue a little bit later. So you've got the idea of what I want to do with that, and I've got the pin started here with what I wanted to do with these. I think that's going to look really pretty. And then now, if that's the right colour, probably. Sort of want to just couch that on, but you've got a bit of an idea of what I want to do, and then I have to undo these. I love the way that they're sort of all over the place. Give you a bit of an idea. I'd have to cut this first one. There we go. Oh wow, they really are very old and very sort of like misshapen. So it's funny how they used to put buttons on aluminium foil and really have got them stitched down, I tell you. Now I'm wondering whether I stitch them with the white like they've got on here. Might even continue on. What is this? Using the glue, like once I've stitched this down, and then you use the blue to go on the inside, so it complements that. I don't know, we'll have to see. See, even the way that it's a bit skewy. So little buttons here and there, and because they're mother of pearl, hopefully they'll shine. catch the light just a little bit, something a little bit different. I wanted to do vintage. Got these, but they're going to finish off here, so they'll all be just that little bit different. Now let me have a look if these are a little bit drier, and I can show you what I mean. Doing a bit of everything. Okay. There we go. That's what I need to do. Ugh. Now, this is what I mean by dry brushing. And because it's thick, this is the first one that I did. Oh, look, I'll just a little bit here and there, just to make it so it is not so boring, if you know what I mean. You don't need to do it on the top. It's only a little effect. Whoop, that needs to have a little bit more down there because I've just taken off the brown. There we go. Hopefully you can see that. Not subtle, but makes it so it's not so, compared to, you know, that it just looks a little bit more woody. So we'll try another one. That's a bit better. See, it's drier, so it's gonna pick up the paint a little better. Cute. Now what I'll do is now one of them is going to have this gorgeous Mr. Oh, that one's really pretty too. Where is it? Just feel really careful with these. I'll just put that down over there and I'll finish that off camera. Now I'm trying to find, so you could probably almost stick that at the front, just like I, you know, like wanting to use that. There he is. I think this one is going to go on there because it just matches. And then I've got this angel, so maybe I can put them against, you know, there. So I've got this, which I'm going to cut off. There we go. So where are we? Glue. So get the angel and have it sitting against here. May not have, I might have to lay it down. Yep. I think what I need is to wipe that off and to cut down further so it's a little bit flatter, because and then I'll put these little starry things on top. I think that will work better. Where's that other one? Oh, good Lord. Here it is. It's got a little, that one will sit better. Yeah, it's a bit more golder on one end, so I'll use that end. There we go. Now Yeah, that's the painted one. Actually, stick some of that on the bottom because that's flat, and that might sit rather nicely like that. There we go. I've had all these for quite some time, and I'm just wondering, let's put that over there, laying down like that. Wondering how I was going to use these. They've been sitting there for years. So I'll take the glue off that, and where's my Christmas tree? I might put that one on there. Mr. Santa, wanted to use him for something special, and then I'll put some on his feet. There we go. Oh, that's cute. And that's cute. I like that one. And then we're going to I'll get some, I've got some nice ribbon, you know, maybe I might put some of this nice Merry Christmas ribbon around it. I've got all those ribbon things because we're doing the Christmas stitcheries. Oh, see, I'll just probably grab one of those. So I might even put the picture, I mean, you'll see them finished in the thumbnail of them all being done, but you got the basic drift, and then you put it in like I showed you how to do those. That one might be a nice one, but see, this one's quite wide. Or even just have a plain colour and then maybe a strip of a thinner one, but I'll sort something out. So you'll see the finished product in the thumbnails, and I might put it on Instagram. So, oh, they're so cute, they're so cute. It's going to look gorgeous. I mean, you can just imagine this little lady sitting on there like that, and then I'm going to have a star on the top of that. That is gorgeous. So there you go, that's what you can do with your little mushrooms. Yeah, they can be also Christmas trees, and you can have you make it all sort of shabby chic. So I'll have that one for the third one, and maybe find another Christmas thing for the smaller one. That's so cute. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next videos, which I promise I'm going to continue to keep going with all my other stuff. So yeah, and then I've got my promotion video on the 26th of November. I've got promotion video for the vintage sewing technique thing, so that's something to look forward to as well. Okay guys, well, I have had a ball, and I'm going to continue doing this behind the scenes, and so you've got a bit of an idea of how you can decorate. So once again, if you haven't got this sort of stuff, just rip off about 1 inch of pretty fabric, put it on the machine on the biggest stitch, and then pull it, and that'll gather that, and you can stick that around. So and then, you know, all your wools and yarns, bits and pieces like that you've got, you know, you can find all sorts. Just even cover it with beading like I've done there. So the sky's the limit. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye. These would make really nice gifts. That's why I did it this year too. Okay, bye.